So here I am again. I do kind of wish that maybe I will be able to, do a full row, but who knows? Even half a row is always, good to get done, considering everything. So I will see how it goes. So this goes, as you can see, it is a lot, and now it's starting to, okay, here's a connection. There is something already, so it's like moving along pretty nicely. Put it in the bowl. Yep, it's in. I have to always tuck it in here so that it does not pull when I'm knitting. It does have some weight to it by now, so what was it? So row 4, this is all the measurement, my yarn. So the first 7 rows were 71 grams, with plus the cast on row. I had separate calculations here, and now it's been already, how much is it then? 95 minus 59, it's 36, I think, right? So 100 grams, so it's getting there. So yeah, but it's, with any weight, it's basically kind of starts to pull and it's not comfortable to knit. So I've been doing this system for a while, and I'm really glad to, of course I have used this yarn previously, and that's why I chose this one. As you can see here, maybe yeah, of course, yeah, the information is in Estonian, but it's the merino, and this is Italian. So, and I think it is superwash. So basically although I have used it, but now it seems like I'm, doing a lot of more of the touching and moving and stuff, and it still looks really nice. So with wool yarn, I imagine I might have some felting, but with this, as you can see, it still looks really beautiful. And with wool yarn that I have used it, but this is my preference, merino, and it's blocks really crispy, looks really nice. The problem I had with wool yarn, although some people live by it and it's like perfect, but I got burns, because my yarn goes over here, and I had physical burns from the wool yarn. So I'm like, yeah, that that's not very, comfortable to knit when you get burned. This is not the, yeah, this was me with pum. So yeah, it's you don't even finish a shawl and you have the burn, so you have to cover it with band-aid, and it's uncomfortable because it's sometimes stuck and stuff. So this is way better, and yeah, especially with the felting, because it's moving slowly, kinda. So I'm kinda afraid. I was thinking about this felting stuff, that since it will take time, and with this moving and everything, especially of course if I would have not used this 2 needle system, this everything, this really long stuff, it would have been on the floor on me somehow, I don't know, and it's rubbing against stuff, also might get dirty and everything. So, but I think it was my husband, I don't know, I really, for some reason I think that this might have been my something that my husband said or suggested brought me to this setup. So basically, because otherwise I would have like, this is almost, it's not 5 meters, it's 360 or something, so it's like really long. And imagine having it somewhere, wait, I'm gonna knock my popcorn off, so in front of me. So because I've been so long obsessed about it, I've been thinking about this project before I started. I started it in November. I was more than a year just thinking about it, and the closer I got to November, the more I was thinking about it. And so but I think my husband he said something or suggested something, and that what made me do this kind of system. And now I have like 2 bowls. Later I will need to have, of course, something bigger, but right now I have like 2 bowls on each side. But later I think I will have to have like those storage boxes for my work, because it will get really big. 10 kilo. Okay, I know that I will not need full 10 kilograms of yarn, but it's going to take a lot. And even then, when I'm like halfway, because the halfway is like million of years in the future, I'm like, when I'm knitting, and it's like, even if I am somewhere like halfway, whatever, I will be still worried about, because this will be, it will get so much more traction with me. So I was even thinking about maybe I will have to have some kind of bag, so that it kind of stays in the bag in a way. I don't know why I'm even talking about this now. It's not that important, but this is where I am right now. This is reversed cat paw shawl. I think the shawl is also in there. I used the motif from the chart too, and it has like 26 rows, and you can see how many stitches and knops. So this is my my most important notepad for this. I have all the, so this is the part 1, and then it will be part 2, it will be light blue and stuff. So, and and there's, in one part, there's usually around 6. I think they go in 6. So, so far it is, and I end with part 7. As you can see, it's 37, 38. It's a long road. So even this, all the calculations, all the choosing the light is not very good, and I prefer to use pen. I like, it's always sharp. I've had really too many of the, of course I've used also the other pens. I just like the mechanical, whatever this is called, pencil, probably mechanical pencil. But I have used pens a lot previously also, and then it's like some are, you need to have pressure to do. Then some of them are like skipping, and then you have to, yeah, and they run out. I've written, a lot, and then it's like it's empty again. It's empty again. I think, of course, I don't know how many of those inserts. Here it goes like this. I don't know. Okay, it's coming out. I don't know how many I had them in when I purchased it, but I don't think I have ever added to it. So previously I used the normal pencil, and then I had to, sharpen it all the time. But with this, it's like life is changed. And I like that I can, always make the corrections and stuff. So, yeah, people still use pencils. I am the people. Um, yeah, I don't know why. Recently, I haven't been so chatty. I don't know why I'm talking now. It's Friday. I do want to get done at least half of a row. I don't know if it's possible to get the full row, although the full row will be like 3 something hours, and it's a fun row. Okay, let me show you the row, so you know what I'm talking about, and then I can start, and then I will, So finally I am at this. So I will be doing this 3 stitches together in the middle of the motif. Then there will be 1 purl row, and then finally we will get to the knops. This has been the, my motivator, but I do, January is almost over, so I will not be getting here this month. Probably if I feel, okay, I will maybe will do it next month, which will be historic event for me personally, because part 1 will be finished, and then I will this row is knitted in different color, so I'm switching the colors, which will be like hallelujah. So yeah, I'm but right now I'm focused on reaching the knops, and yeah, but today I'm still here. So let's see how far I will get. It is fun row, but not as fun as this one. But yeah, and that's for the oh, thank you. So that will be for the next week. And lately I've been knitting, like it takes me, as you can see, okay, this row was, I don't know, the row 13, although I love the number 13. It was not my friend, let's use that word, but usually, I do it in like 2 rows in two days, basically. At least I try. As you can see, it's like with this, you can see how many, and this was fun. I had fun on my birthday, but lately it's been more difficult for me to sit for so long, although but yeah, here of course I had the breaks in between, so 15-minute break. Yeah, but today I am doing this. I think it's time to clock in, so 8 and 6. Okay, and I will just start with that. And yeah, okay, I didn't show that, but the knit row before switching the yarn to light blue, next one will be the light blue, that will be also the first row when I will start the creases. So every row, after every row, basically from that point on, I will have -4 stitches, -4 stitches, and eventually it will be, you know, the rows will also kind of eventually, in a very long time, they will take me less time, because first of all, it has to move significantly, you know. I don't think like 500 stitches will be, I don't know, it might be biggity, I don't know. uh, Maybe no. I think yeah, even 500. But 500, it will take me a long time to get to that number, to have less, you know, that amount. But so yeah, this is how it will look like. And you know, in the future, I will also have some patterns that take, you know, more time than, you know, like something like this. So even if I have less stitches, it will still take a while, might take a while, because of complexity, or you know, some, for example, in some places I will have like, you know, I will have to knit a lot of stitches, I will have to count them, and then, you know, make some knot or something where the motif will be. So it's not going to be those kind of things will take me time. And also, like, I have some knots that are 21 ply or 3 ply knots, which is like it will make a flowers, you know. So it's, yeah, even with less stitches, it will really depend on what's going on in the pattern, because some stuff can still take a while. But it's, you know, it is moving along. So at least that. So this is how it will be. I have that and that all. So yeah, I think I will. I have to hold my hands lower. It's sometimes when I'm moving, it doesn't focus. So I have to, you know, hold my hands steady, and that is what it makes it difficult. And have to be stiff. But yeah, I think I will, you know, put on my, I'm watching Office right now, so that time goes quicker. And of course, yeah, if there's, you know, any questions and stuff, I will I always try to keep an eye on the chat and answer. Yeah, checking that I didn't already make a mistake. Sometimes it's like, yeah, when I'm not concentrating, it's easy to make mistakes, but I do try to keep an eye on that. And you know, if you want to see what kind of shawls I knit, the normal kind, Ravelry has the biggest selection. The link is, of course, in the description. There are more than 100 patterns. Also, ebook with 10 patterns. Book is basically about my life. And there are also several patterns that are totally for free. So if you want to see what is my interpretation, no, yes, of modern Estonian lace looks like, then Ravelry is the best place for that. I should probably at one point, do a show and tell, or I don't know, uh, show my work maybe live, but I would have audio problems probably. I'm not sure. So I don't have a microphone. I've been, if I wait for perfect conditions and stuff, then nothing might happen. So I'm just using my phone. It's on this special phone holder that my mom gave me. That is also almost broken by now. The weight is, the phone is heavy, so but it's held basically by my charger that goes over the lamp. So it's like a you know figure it out basically system. But it got me going, and I'm already at row 15, so I think it's, I still have more than 2500 rows anyway, so over time I will update stuff what is necessary. Maybe eventually I will even have to get a new phone. I hope I will not have to get a new phone for filming, maybe a webcam, but I would prefer to not switching phones is like my least favorite thing in the world. I usually do it when my phone is like dead, and then I'm like, oh, now I don't have a choice, because I don't like that. Although my last how many phones? This is my second Samsung, so and next one will be the same, so they are kind of same, not most of it's like similar, and it's really easy to get all of your stuff from one phone to the other one, which is nice, but I don't want that. It's it's easier to keep the phone. I think my phone will be, I think I'm getting, yeah, it will be 4 years in March. I got it in March, so, and it still works fine. So I can even, make live videos and do most of my social media stuff from that. So I'm kind of like, why change that? So yeah, and it's not even something fancy, so I don't remember what it was. It's 52G some, I don't know what it is. I think there were numbers like 52, and I think there was somewhere like G or something, or 5G. I don't know. Yeah, and this is my, I don't know how yeah, as you can see, it's like has seen better days, and this is not even available basically anymore, because it doesn't, newer ones don't support Google stuff, I think so. But I did like it at one point. But this was really, 100 something euros, so this was a really cheap thing. And after that, I switched to Samsung. So yeah, that I have to check. I don't want to make a mistake. And though I was supposed to watch something, here I am still talking for some reason. It's not like I have a lot to say. My husband, was it yesterday? So I've been having issues with sleeping, even now. This week, okay, one day I did sleep, and I didn't even, fall asleep fully during the, I went to back to sleep after I sent him off. But I did kind of, light nap. The other days I haven't done anything, so I've been, knit for a few hours and then do other stuff. And I still cannot sleep during the night, so it's really frustrating because I am tired. I definitely get a bit cranky with not sleeping that well. So, and my husband said, like, yeah, if if you cannot sleep, knit then. Do your life stuff. But that would mean that I would have to move my setup, and yeah, but if I move it to the other room, the living room, then I will, still bother mother, because she does live with us right now. So, and I would, prefer not to move I have this chair and lamp and stuff. I like it to have it in the corner where I have it. But it would be, because, if I'm, I think the light would also bother him. But I sometimes can make a live without talking, but, still intro, outro, you still say something, so it's not perfect. But maybe I should need something else. I don't know. No, I usually try to sleep, although I have been thinking about starting some normal shawl that I could knit when I don't have the time or energy or whatever for this kind of thing. And the rows would be so much shorter, so in like 2 hours I could knit. So I think half an hour is max at first. Later on maybe some rows might take longer, but yeah, it's like half an hour. So I'm planning to do 463 stitches casted on, so that it's it is a bit bigger and it will take me a bit more time. And I have two ideas waiting for me, but I think I have been a bit lazy with, I need to, it's not even about finding. I have other needles. Of course these are my favorite ones, but I definitely have more, and it's not like they are lost somewhere. I know exactly where they should be, although it doesn't guaranteed that they are there, but they should be there. And it's like I just have to get the needles and begin. Neighbor's dog is yeah. Yeah, but at the same time it's like I also there's so much to do. I also need to block some of the shawls that are waiting for that, and get some photographs before, until right now I am still kind of able to do, maybe soon maybe not, so I don't know. I'm just thinking how to do it, because I'm blocking on the those foam mats, puzzle mats, however you want to call them. And the problem was that the shawl doesn't dry fast enough. So if my husband only works 8 hours, it will not be dry, and I cannot lift it up and put it next to the wall. It just breaks. I tried that once, so I have to figure out some kind of thing. I was thinking about it yesterday, have some ideas, but it's also again temporary. So I don't know. It's not like and yeah, when I was again basically half a day, I was yesterday doing fixing up but not fixing up, I was updating patterns. So I did some minor changes and added some photographs, and yeah, I have actually many shawls that everything is done. I have photographed and everything, but I have to choose the photographs and update the pattern, and that takes it's annoying and it takes time. So oh, I do hope. Oh fuck. I do hope I have measurements for one shawl that I already. It was a gift for someone. I will have to check. So basically, I have to. There's a lot to do also, even without knitting. So I don't know. Yeah, the fun might be because my we have the central. I think this is called central heating, so it comes from somewhere far away, and only the top really narrow part is warm. So it's not even very warm. I think usually it's around like 20 degrees or less. I don't know. I have I have sweatshirt and stuff, so it doesn't bother me that much. And usually during the day, I try to keep the door open, but I do have to have the gate also closed so that cat doesn't come and dog doesn't go. But yeah, the fan might be. I actually even thought, oh, yeah, I started making a mistake. We thought about maybe getting that fan just for because we right now it's outside, it's like -7 degrees, which is not that bad, but we had 20 something, then it was quite cold. But I don't know, we didn't get to. We thought about buying it, but we didn't, because that would, yeah, even have a place for it to stay. So it would definitely increased decreased the drying time. Definitely, yeah. And if I know I don't have a lot of time, then with thinner yarn shawls they dry quicker anyway. Yeah, you mean the handheld, like the fan that, or no? Because I was thinking about, the space heater when you said the fan, because yeah, of course, there's also this fan that just moves the air and then, of course, blow dry or whatever thing. But I think even the small space heater that blows the warm air might be good for that. But I'm not even right now sure. To photograph, I have to be basically, half of the time on my knees and stuff. I'm not sure if I can do it now. And the dog is drinking. Yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean then. I think we had something like that somewhere. Because for the summer we use this water cooling, air conditioning, whatever stuff. So it's like a tower. You put cold water, maybe ice pack or something in, and then it blows some air, which is cooled down with this water and whatever stuff. Nothing fancy, but it did work better than normal, just this normal fan. And he keeps drinking, so 500. I don't know, should I check or not? Of course, next row I will see if I made a mistake. Down. And although I eat, okay, I don't eat like in the mornings. I don't have the food that I like, and I did eat. Of course, the first food was like at 5 something, and then before knitting, I ate some potato and stuff, but I already feel like I want to eat again. But it also helps me with the boredom a bit. You probably can hear the dog now. He's doing his stuff. He will eventually just fall asleep. He needs to wipe his face, lick everything, and then he can sleep. So yeah, although this is kind of like kind of interesting row, but it's still for me it's like gets boring basically. I'm always waiting for the next and the next and the next, and I want to be doing more interesting stuff, but I still have to also do those. But yeah, I don't think I will be able to do more than a half a row, if even that. Because it is a really good sleeping. Yeah, I might fall asleep at one point basically, kind of. So we'll have to push through until at least a half a row is done, and then I'm okay with continuing in the next week, because this week this will be, this is the last day. I'm in Finland, and so trying to get as much. I don't previously I was knitting more on weekends. Now I can only do it on weekdays when husband is working, so that during the weekends we can do stuff together, basically. So I have to get everything basically done. Oh, why I'm hungry, why I'm so hungry. But also with when I'm bored I also eat, but right now I feel like I'm hungry. But I'm hungry like all the time. Lace is by far my favorite, I think. Of course I can knit other stuff, but other stuff, depending on what it is, needs more, I have to think more or whatever. With this, I don't have to think anything, so for me it's the easiest thing. But I have knitted most of the stuff probably that usually is knitted, I think. Yeah, I haven't knitted any toys, that's the only thing. Yeah, no, I haven't done, but everything else probably, yep, I have done. Yeah, do you use some kind of pattern, or you're just doing it like whatever comes? I think I don't know where I have those. I had like tunic, and then there was also like a lacy top, which was it's in cognac or brandy, whatever shade, but I knitted them when I lived in Germany, and I actually don't know what happened to them. I do have photographs in them at least, but I don't even know what happened to them, because I haven't seen them. And of course I haven't worn them, because that was like okay, that was like almost 15 years ago anyway, so yeah, I don't know what I did to that stuff. I have no idea. But I have one lace top that I still have, which I wore like once. I wanted to be really nice and flowy, and I did not choose the correct yarn for that, so it was the 100%. I know it wasn't 100% wool, it was like 20% of polyamide also, and one ply, 800 meters per 100 grams. But yeah, I should have used something with something or silk or something, so then it would have been the flowy thing that I wanted. So but yeah, it's interesting that I don't even know what happened to those that I knitted in Germany, because I don't remember wearing them when I was back home, and I have no idea what happened to them actually. Yeah, fun stuff. Okay, I'm used sadness for the top. Yes, I'm using pattern. I have another one. Yeah, I think it's more often it's easier to use some kind of pattern, but I'm really lazy with the swatches, and need to get the gauge is I think the right word, or how it's pronounced, not the right word but how it's pronounced. I'm just too, I don't know, impatient for that. Is it do you have them somewhere available, or somewhere with the shawls, I mean, do you have them somewhere that people or me can see what kind of shawls you design? Because I know that my this kind of lace is, it's not for everyone. It's sometimes it's also not very practical maybe, and definitely not comparable to some shawls that are people knit in thousands, because it's something more easy, or it's not even like a lace shawl, or because these are some of my shawls are like 50-60 hours even for me, and to even get to that point you really need a lot of lace knitting, and it's not for everyone, I know. It's fine. I don't know how lace chose me but here I am. Do you mind sharing, Ravelry? Or you can, if you don't want, because this is, basically public, you can, if you want and are, okay with that, send me on Ravelry. So my link is in the description. You can, message me there, or, add to friends or whatever, so I can check you out. Shawls for church and special events. This sounds Russian, but or something. I will have to. No, I can. Ah, okay. But it sounds, like a. But it's probably has history with Russia. Yeah. That's why, probably. I don't know. I'm not. My history is even my personal history is like I'm having issues with my memory. So yeah. But I did write them down. I will later see if I can find. I used to yeah, before basically I got married. I was it's so funny. Then I was like always so fancy whatever with those coats, and I was wearing my shawls all the time after marriage. A lot of things changed, and now I'm like wearing a lot of those winter coats, not like those fancy wool coats anymore, and you cannot wear shawls with them. It's like I'm waiting for the time when I can again. No, I do have one red one wool coat that I was wearing, but it's not for the winter, especially if you have to be outside for a bit more, and here it gets quite cold sometimes, so it's previously I don't know, I was wearing skirts and everything, but I was from the one door to the other basically, so I was barely walking, so so but now it's like I do walk more also with the dog and stuff, and so it's not I have to put on some more stuff, and now I cannot wear my shawls that often, which is sad. Yeah, just checking again. Yeah, I also keep sometimes forget. There have been times when I'm like looking at the shawl and I'm like, I'm not sure who knitted it, but there are few things. Basically, the edge and the knobs, they will give me a clue, because I did have two knitters at one point who helped me with the shawls. But I did have once someone wrote me that do you know, was that your pattern? And I'm like looking at it and like the pattern was it was knitted already, so I'm like looking at it, it's like it seems familiar, but I don't know. And then I figured out it was knitting together shawl. I never knitted it myself. I just created the pattern, and knitters were knitting it. It was one of those. So yeah, it's funny that it's like kind of looks familiar, but I'm not 100% sure, because the I've I've done so many patterns by now. My Excel numbers are at actually no, not 200 yet, but I think it was like I think this is 194. No, I think the other no, something else was 194. But it's almost 200. Not all of them are, of course, published. Oh, okay. So I'm at 198. So, but not all of them are published. There's like many that are missing. But yeah, so it's not easy to remember anymore. I remember my favorite ones, but yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. It's difficult. Oh, let me pause for a moment. It's difficult to read. So 8:47. I'll just unhook it for a second. Okay. What? Oh, now it's the orientation is locked thing that I don't like, because it makes my screen dark. How I need to get it? How I get it back? Maybe like this. No. Okay, it will be more difficult to read from now on. I'm not sure about the question. How much did it took from you to make it like 1 hour 2 minutes like this? I'm not totally sure what is asked. And now the rotate device back. How I'm supposed to rotate the device that this orient? Okay. So okay, we'll do it. Okay. Oops. I changed the brightness of the screen, so now I can at least maybe read something with this notification of the thing. Now I'm like, what is a great idea? Sorry, my memory is like it is. Yeah, I did also long time ago. I was knitting more like for myself and stuff, but I had too many ideas, and I don't. It's obvious that I don't need like 100 shawls, or maybe I do need them, but I don't think I need them. So, yeah, and it was one of my exes. I think he suggested that instead of making shawls for selling, I should sell the patterns. Because first it was difficult for me, to sell my patterns, and then I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. I think I should continue. I do want to get to the half of the row so I can finish it. And I am afraid, every day I'm afraid that I will get the call. I'm waiting for several calls. So it's like, what happens if I am not very familiar with. Okay, I will clock in like 8:52. With other designers, or what other people are doing with lace and stuff. There was time, of course, when I was, and they probably still follow, but my feed is full of other stuff, so I don't see that anymore. And I prefer it that way, so that I'm not influenced basically by others. I don't even know when was the last time I saw some lace online. My algorithm everywhere is nothing close to lace, mostly plants and some other stuff. Okay, I'm going. Oh yeah, that's. Then I will definitely find you. Because it's. I did have, in Facebook, I do have, still friends from like, I don't know how many years ago, in friends list that are knitters and stuff, but it's now I've been more, alone with my, previously we even had a, few friends who I could knit with and stuff, but now I have been more alone, which is also fine. Yeah, I like being alone. But it's still nice to connect even with, through the internet, with people who are doing. Yeah. What do you mean about by the touchy? Because I've been really, but mine I chose specifically. Oh, I actually. Oh, it's yeah. It's funny because it's actually even written here what it is. I actually thought it's 0.5, but this is 0.7. I think I chose it 0.7. But for some reason I had been thinking that it was 0.5, but I'm really happy with it, and it didn't cost a lot. So it's was a really great purchase. And now everything looks really, at my notebooks look really clean and everything, so, and that's also really nice. Yeah, well, uh, I think you're referencing to probably Ravelry, but yeah, I will do everything later. I think I actually got a bit. Uh, I was again talking for more than an hour, and it actually gets tiring. So it's nice for a change to just concentrate on knitting and be quiet. And though, of course, it's really awesome that there, sometimes are people who want to discuss knitting and stuff, and not, some kind of creepy comments that I also sometimes get, although I'm like, why? On this kind of, videos where, there are only my hands. Why does that attract still creepy stuff? But yeah, nice. It's always nice to talk for fellow knitters, or sometimes I've had crocheters also. So yeah. Hmm. Well, I would have to ask my doctor, uh, because right now the only thing that both of my doctor, why, both of my doctors said that since my the ferrum, the iron is low, that is also making me tired all the time. So it's not only because of the sleeping, but I haven't actually asked. I know that melatonin is the natural, my body also makes it, but I'm also afraid that if I take it long enough, after that I might not be able to be without it. So, and I also think it's the problem is with me that you know um, because we go to sleep when my husband basically kind of when his medication starts to work, then we go to sleep. And sometimes I'm maybe mentally not ready yet, and I think I just often in the evenings have too many thoughts, and then it's like also difficult to you know fall asleep, because I still get up early before my husband. Oh yeah, I don't know. But I think it's also quite normal in my condition that you don't get all that much of sleep. Even now, later it will be even worse, but yeah. I just thought that, because last week I also slept during the day, took naps here and there, and I thought, okay, let's not take naps this week. Of course, I did it on Wednesday, but other days I didn't. And then it's like, I still could not fall asleep in the evening. Maybe I'm just not patient enough, because I'm like, I would also like to fall asleep like right away, but it's not happening. But yeah, I might be just not patient enough. Right, so this is the middle stitch. I will be stopping here. Let's 9:56. So this will be, as far as I go today, I think I will do some other stuff also, and finish this row next week. And then I will have one more purl row, and then finally I get to the knobs that I've been waiting for. So yeah, basically that's how it goes in. Soon I will have to get something bigger, but right now this works. So yeah, I want to thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting. It's I'm very thankful for all the support. If you want to check out what my normal shawls look like, because this is, this is not normal, you can check out my Ravelry that has the biggest selection, more than 100 patterns, including ebook about my life with 10 patterns, and there are several patterns that are totally for free. So if you want to see my interpretation of modern Estonian lace, Ravelry is the best for it. So but yeah, I will get going now, and have a nice, for me it's daytime right now. I think it's still morning. I think this is called morning. It's even not 10. So so have a nice day or evening or night, whatever time zone you are in. And yeah, see you next time.